Alright, y'all, let me explain exactly why it's better to have a dad bod than it is, to be in good shape or, to be lean. First of all, having a dad bod is way healthier. Being in that 20+% body fat range is going to be way healthier. No, I'm fucking kidding. It's all this dad bod shit is dumb as hell. If you have a dad bod, you're cooked. Alright, that's number one. Number two, let me explain to you why body game is rare as fuck and why this dad bod conversation is dumb as hell. First of all, anyone who's like, yeah, it's healthy to have a dad bod, you just have low standards, and that's an excuse that you use in order to, maintain your dad bod. It's just some lazy shit, alright? Like, anyone who's been on both sides, who's had like an out of shape body and who's had an in shape body, you know the differences, man. You know how good it is to practice body game. You know how much people respect you, but in all honesty, you just know how much better you feel personally, which is the most important part, how you're feeling. When you have more energy, when you go to the doctor, you don't worry about the blood pressure and all that shit because you're healthy, you're gonna be better. When you have more titties than your girl, she's gonna lose attraction to you. She's gonna be cheating on you with the guy with body game, or she's gonna be looking at the guy with body game, right? Or she's always gonna be looking for a better option. That's just that aspect of it. But in reality, like I said, I wanted to talk about just how rare body game is. Like, although there's a lot of people making these videos, or it seems like a lot of people, it's really just like 20 people making these videos. That's not a lot of people. Body game is still rare to this day. On a daily basis, go out and see, look around. You don't see body game, right? You just don't. You don't see a lot of it. Now, people who have the aspirations to be the leanest, most muscular version of themselves, that's like 100% of guys. People who actually follow through, probably less than 5% of guys. Here's the thing. People don't realize mindset is the main thing when it comes to body game. Here's the thing. If you don't change your habits, you don't change who you're becoming, you're never going to change your physique, right? If you don't change how you look at yourself, if you still look at yourself as the fattest version of yourself, as out of shape, if you always are having negative self-talk like, man, I'm not good enough, man, I'm not in shape, then you're never going to be in shape, right? All you got to do is drive on your way to work, look left, look right. What are you going to see? You're going to see everybody in fast food lines, all right? You're going to see gym parking lots pretty empty, all right? If you've been going to a gym for more than a year, you're going to see the same motherfuckers all year long, right? Maybe there's a spike during January 1st, but you'll see the same motherfuckers all year long. When I used to work in the gym, there was over 5,000 members, and majority of the members checked in January. That was the last time they checked in. Probably like thousands of them. The last time they checked in was January, and it was literally November when I was working there, right? I saw the same 200 to 300 people during the week, and I work 7 days a week. I saw the same 200, 300 people, all right? Because the people who are actually consistent, who actually follow through, it's not a lot of people. What you got to do in order to actually achieve body game is you got to take action. And taking action means that sometimes you're not going to be motivated. Sometimes you're going to be depressed. Sometimes you're going to be sad. But you still have to take action. You got to prioritize that shit. Like, here's the thing. I always say this shit, but y'all don't listen, man. Like, y'all don't fucking listen to what I say. All right? Y'all want the other side of body game. You're like, oh, shit, yeah, I want to fit into those clothes. Oh, I don't have to wear Balenciaga. I can look good in a white tee. I can look good in a tank top. Oh, I can get chicks. Oh, people respect me. Oh, shit. Like, all that stuff. You want all that stuff. But you don't want to put in the work. Thing is, you got to show up when you don't want to. Like, that's bare minimum. Like, showing up when you don't want to is one of the things. Doing the boring shit over and over, that is part of getting to body game. That's part of the process. The monotonous shit, whoever does the monotonous shit is who gets the results. All these people, I saw some dude ask, there's a lean influencer on Instagram, and someone in his comments was like, hey man, like, what's your workout split? You have to give me Monday through Saturday workout split. And he had a good response. He was like, dude, the workout split itself is a very small portion of what actually gets you the results. Most people won't understand that. It is literally true. Like, people are always like, man, should I do push-pull legs? Should I do this? Should I do that? It doesn't fucking matter as long as you're doing compound movements and progressively overloading. But the more important thing is actually locking in on nutrition, number one, and being consistent where everybody fails. Because one thing happens in their life and people go back to their old habits. That is not how you reach body gain, or that is not how you get lean. This shit is rare because it takes a next level mentality. Everybody who practices body game has respect for other people who practice body game because you know what it takes. And anybody who's out of shape and kind of hating on you, or out of shape and blaming everything on genetics, you have no respect for them because you know they have the same aspirations you do, but you know they give in to every temptation they get and they make every excuse in the world. Like I said in the beginning of the video, 100% of people have the same fucking goals. Everybody wants to be lean. Don't let people tell you otherwise. The only time people say like, man, I don't care, I'd rather have a dad bod, is when they believe in themselves so little that they don't believe that they can get a good physique, or they try to downplay your own success because they see you, they're like, yeah, you look lean and everything, but it's healthy to have a dad bod. So I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. It's never healthy to have more fat. That's basic shit. If I had time, no, we had the same time. We just do different shit. Well, I had to, no, we think differently. Shut the fuck up. Y'all be saying some dumb shit like, well, I have a girlfriend, I have a family, so I have to be fat. That makes no sense. You have a girlfriend, which means if you want to maintain, if you want to, you know, maintain her, bare minimum is be who you were when you started the relationship, which was ambitious, leanest version of yourself, and locked in. All right, simple. You have a kid, you want to be an example for the kid. Don't use the kid as an excuse. You brought the kid into the world, right? And the kid is a blessing. A healthy kid is a freaking blessing. So you can bring that kid up and you can instill good habits in them. But if you keep making these excuses, now you're going to instill bad habits to them. Now your kid has type 2 diabetes because of your ass. All right, stop with this bullshit, non-accountability taking bullshit. All right, some of my mentors have kids, right? Some of my mentors have the hardest lives of all time. But guess what? They don't make excuses, they make progress. And some of you guys literally work 20 hours a week and you beat your meat for another 25 hours a week and you're like, man, I just don't have time. No, you're not prioritizing your time. This time shit is goofy as hell. Like, here's the thing. I know when a client is locked in, depending on what they do when it comes to like their time. If I'm like, hey man, let's hop on a call because, you know, I want to make sure that you get this done and you do go on vacation. If they hit me back and they're like, all right, bro, so I'm working these hours, but I could take a break during work so we can have a call. And I'm like, all right, cool. I know they're locked into prioritizing fitness. I have some other clients who, yeah, they work like 30, 40 hours a week maybe. And I'll be like, hey, let's lock in, let's get on the call. They never want to get on the call because they don't want to get held accountable to that next level. And I'm like, all right, I know they're not as locked in as the other clients. Because when I tell, listen, I know off rip when I tell a client, hey, we need to hop on a call because your mindset needs to get locked in because, you know, you got this vacation coming up, I want you to execute it. When they're like, all right, bet. They set up the call, even though they're working 60 to 80 hours a week, they still set up the call. They're locked in. They're prioritizing fitness. The other people who have more time, and they're like, I don't know if I can get on the call. They're not locked in. They're not prioritizing fitness. By the way, if y'all trying to lock in, you're trying to get lean, you're trying to get in shape for real, link is in the description, man. Link is in the description. But anyways, back to the video about why Bodygame is rare, guys. Like, you guys got to realize, like, I don't care what nobody says. The reason that the people talking about Bodygame on YouTube right now are, like, you know, getting views and shit is because, like I said, 100% of people have those goals. But guess what? Less than 5% of people accomplish it because 95% of people think it's just a few actions. It's just, oh wow, he only has Bodygame because he did keto for 2 months and fasted for 3 days. No, that has nothing to fucking do with it. When you raise your standards, it's all mindset, like I said. When you raise your standards and you get sick of being where you are and you're sick of dealing with the same shit over and over, you're sick of being unhealthy, you're sick of being out of shape, you're sick of getting disrespected, and you really make a change and you continue to make that change and you make the decision to be the best version of yourself every single day, that's when you actually practice Bodygame and you follow through on it. People do not follow through. People let small things happen. People let small things affect them. Oh, my mom yelled at me today, so I'm not going to the gym. No correlation. Oh, I got fired for work, so I'm not going to the gym. It's zero correlation. I've been fired from my job, still went to the gym. All right. I went through a breakup, still went to the gym. All right. I worked a 22-hour shift, had a headache, was dehydrated, still went to the gym. It is what it is. It's not the actual action of just going to the gym in those moments. It's the fact that I prioritize it so much that regardless of what I'm going through, I'm going to the gym. Because, yeah, if I work a 22-hour shift, if I go to sleep, you know what I'm saying, instead of going to the gym, then that'll actually be a better option. But it's the mindset that I'm not going to miss is what gets me to that point. Because a lot of you guys are like, you know what, I could miss a day here, I could miss a day there. Missing a day here, missing a day there turns into, you know what, since I missed a day there, I might as well eat whatever I want to here. And that's how you revert back to your old habits, right? One cheat day turns into 10 cheat days. Anybody who's like, man, I could have a cheat day and still get to my goals. Man, I could have a cheat day and get to my goals. You could have a cheat day. Guess who says that? Guess who's like, yeah, I can still have cheat days and get to my goals. Fat fucks say that shit. I don't see lean people say, yeah, I can have cheat days and get to, but they don't say that shit. Because, you know, in order to get to the place you're trying to get lean, you got to lock in. You got to be dialed in. You can't eat good for 5 days, have 2 cheat days every week. You're just going to offset it every week and you'll be in the same position all year. That's what most people do. So I'm not listening to an advice from people who can't even get to their goals. You see what I'm saying? Like, the more cookies you eat, the more cookies you crave. If it's one cheat meal one day, like, I'm just going to have 3 Oreos. The next week, your tolerance goes up to 6 Oreos. Then it's a whole day of Oreos. Then it's a family-sized bag of Oreos. And then it's 2 days of Oreos. And then it's pizza, too. Like, that's not how you get locked in. You eat more whole foods, you crave more whole foods. You eat more bullshit, you crave more bullshit. All right? It's simple. It's simple shit. You really have to be focused and intentional with everything you do. All right? People who actually practice Bodygame, they know that, yeah, you can have cheat days, but you got to get to your fucking goal first. Because while you get to your goal, you become the person that can have a cheat day and still stay on track. Versus when you're not at your goal, you're having a cheat day every fucking day. All right? That's how you got to 40% body fat. So why you, like, if you're 40% body fat, you're addicted to food. It is what it is. I don't care what you say, you're addicted to food. You can't get to 40% body fat without over-consuming for a long period of time. There's no other way to get there. Like, you guys try to sugarcoat it and say, no, you don't understand my situation. All right, so here's the thing. If I look at you and you're 40% body fat, I understand enough. Simple. I understand enough. Because yes, there's rare conditions out there, but everyone doesn't have a rare condition. It is what it is. If I see that you're 40% body fat, I know you let yourself go. I know you have aspirations to be 10% and be the healthiest version of yourself, but I know you give into excuses and you let yourself go. And how could I have respect for you? Because in business, think about this, guys. In business, you got to realize that, people want someone who could trust themselves. All right. So if you can't, if you can't trust yourself when no one's looking to put the cookie and ice cream down, how the fuck is, your business partner going to trust you to do what you need to do? They can't. All right. That shit scares. I'm not trusting this dude. He can't put the cookie down. So how do I know he's going to follow through on this deal and show up on time? And by the way, when you're out of shape, you're more sluggish, you get less sleep. Everything's just worse. It just is what it is. Sleep apnea is there, uncomfortable sleep, sluggishness, you always feel tired. You just feel like shit, so you're going to bring bad energy. If you're always tired, how do you feel? Do you feel energetic? Obviously not. It's basic common sense, guys. But here's the thing. Most people aren't willing to go through one hunger pain, two hunger pains. Most people, when they're 40% body fat, they get down to 30s, like, oh, this is so easy. I can cut all day. Oh, yeah? As soon as they get down to 20, they're like, yeah, man, I'm hungry, so I had to eat because I got hungry. No, you didn't. That's you lying to yourself. All right? Your body doesn't need that much food. It just doesn't. You're on a cut. You're eating 2,300 calories. You have one hunger pain, so you went up to 3,300. And you're like, yeah, man, I have to stop the cut. I have to stop right there. No, you don't. You just don't have what it takes to push past. You just don't want that shit bad enough. All right? You don't want that shit bad enough. Because what it comes down to is wanting that shit bad enough. Desire. You can't negotiate desire. All right? Now, like I said, a lot of you guys want that shit. But you guys let those emotions, those moments of weakness, the temptations, you let that get to you and you give into it. All right? Like I said, you can't negotiate genuine desire. But one thing is that you're not plateauing. All that goofy shit where you guys are like, oh my God, I plateaued, so I had to stop. You can't fucking plateau. If you're 25% body fat and you're eating 2,300 calories, you're not fucking plateauing until you get down to like fucking 12 maybe. You're just not plateauing. Or 1 week your weight stays the same. That's not fucking plateau. Plateau is when you're doing everything you need to do and your weight is the same and your waist size is the same, your fat is the same, everything's the same for 4 weeks, which is extremely rare. That like never happens. The work always fucking works. The reason you say you're plateauing is because you added in food, right? Because you've been giving into your temptation. You started eating ice cream at night. You started putting a little bit more rice on the plate. You might have had a little bit more, maybe you said it was 6 ounces of steak in MyFitnessPal, but it's really 10 ounces of steak, right? And it was ribeye. All right, that extra 4 ounces, like an extra 300 calories. Instead of having one, you're like, this is only one handful of cashews. You're lying to yourself. It's fucking 3 handfuls of cashews. All right, that's the reason you're plateauing. You're not being honest with yourself. That's the problem with getting to Bodygame. You have to be super accountable 24/7, self-aware 24/7. That's hard for a lot of people. All right, that's hard for a lot of people. And they get mad when they see you have it, so they project onto you, which, hey, that's reasonable. It's life. People are going to project onto you. That's normal. It is what it is. But the thing is, like, getting to that point, getting lean, it's not easy. It's just not. But it's worth it. Because a lot of the issues that majority of you guys have is because you guys are not practicing Bodygame. You guys are not doing what you need to do. You're not keeping promises to yourself. That's where confidence comes from. Confidence is not coming from anywhere else. Yes, there's 0.5% of the population that has, confidence no matter what's going on. You're not that 0.5%. I'm not that 0.5%. Fuck it. Stop focusing on that shit. All you want to do is focus on shit you can't control. You want the world to change. Change yourself. That's all you can control. Change yourself. Change your daily habits. Every single day that you're alive, right? If you're not currently at your goal, that means every day you're choosing to do things that align with the unhealthiest version of yourself. That's all it is. Because every day you do make decisions. You do. And the crazy thing is that you have the power to change. Like, you have the power to change your physique with daily actions, with changing your daily habits. But you don't realize that. So you continue to do these bad daily habits, which is getting you further away from your goals. Lock in, fellas. Lock in.